The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will be live.
Greetings, my fellow warriors. This is your boy Mechanimal, and I'm back again. Today, we're going to discuss the series of unfortunate events that have struck me and paced my road to the competition. And fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, have led me to win. As many of you already saw my recap video, and unfortunately prevented me to perform at the best of my ability. All started 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, right? And I have reached a point in the past 2 years where I do have to dance, in that threshold of overuse. I've been dealing a lot of setback. I won't call them injuries, but they are injuries in the world of in the journey of an athlete. Those are some you would call injuries because they keep you from going forward. And at some point, sooner than later, every athlete, once they reach the highest, some of the highest potential of the frame or the system they're working with, they will kind of tend to see more and more often injuries and strains, and that's where you have to usually hang around and hope to fine tune the regimen, and from there just going inch by inch and raising the bar while avoiding those pitfalls and injuries or setbacks. So it is safe to assume that I've reached that threshold quite a while ago, which has led me to revert to a friend of mine that I hired as my coach. I will discuss that later on in a different video. That's beside the point. All that to just tell you that those strain or injuries that I've gotten, they just happen in spite of myself or ourselves. Even after I get the coaching or anything like that. So going back to the topic, it all started about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, right? When I strained my bicep, doing some weighted pull up. Something that took about 2 months, about 6 to 8 weeks to kind of get back to where I was, and from that point I kept the rehabilitation, strengthening up the biceps. It's this one, the bicep. You don't really feel anything at all, but the thing is, everything went well. I never had an issue that I experienced on the bicep until 2 months before the competition, right? I decided to compete like in December 8th, December 9th, 2023. So 2 months before, or 10 weeks, about 2.5 months, I've decided to compete. I saw the announcement and I'm like, yeah, you know what, it's been a year and a half that I've been dedicating myself like solely on street lifting, and luckily some nice gentlemen started the federation, and which we are glad and grateful for, and I decided to join. I joined it, signed up for it, and it was time now to start peaking for it. And then 2 weeks through it, through the preparation, everything was good. In the past 2 cycles, I've run few strength, moderate and high threshold strength cycles, and I've done some great performance, about like 65 kg for triple on the pull-up, 70 kg for triple. I felt the strongest I was, and then deloaded and got back to the drawing board. For whatever reason, everything seemed to be fine, and just as soon as I reached the lowest threshold of my moderate weight, when I reached about 55 or 60 kilogram on a pull-up, I will feel like a pressure in the bicep, exactly where I strained it like a year and a half ago. So I was like, damn, it's only all through all this time, Fitz picked the wrong time to retrigger that former injury that I've had almost 2 years ago. But it was okay. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. That's just part of the journey. You just suck it through, find wiggle my way around. Still have 8 weeks. I think I can maneuver around and what you call modulate the volume and recover at the same time. So the only downside is, well, I can't push much. If whatever I was aiming to pull for that competition, it was between 80 kilogram like foreplay, or 82 and half kilogram, because I had done 77 and half already, and that was like 3-4 months ago. So I had built enough momentum and enough volume and work already to be able to pull those numbers. Then all of a sudden I have to deal with this stupid bicep and retrigger. Like anytime I reach the threshold of 60, like I will go halfway, but the remaining half of the pull, I'll feel that pressure, and discomfort means the body wants you to stop, and I'm good with that. So I just worked around it. Anytime I reach that threshold, I will just stop with the loads, or maybe go for 1 rep when I'm supposed to do 3. I listen to my body. So that's what we did. Cruised in. After 1 month, things kind of got better. And then then came the last month to peak hard with high loads, and I managed to to peak around 75 kilogram that I did, while I focus and control myself. So I know that as soon as I feel it in my biceps, I will just let go of the compression throughout the motion. You need that torque to get that top range of motion. So which we did. I got some singles on my 75 kilogram on the pull up with close to low 2, like 1.75 of level of pain on that threshold, right on that peaking. So I just maneuver my way around the load that I wanted to safely perform, and which I did. And then you would think bicep is the worry, right? So throughout the whole preparation, I was already disappointed. I can't pull the maximum that I can pull, and it is what it is. But at least I have the dip. I'm a strong pusher. And then the last week of the competition, right, the beginning of the week, I had my heaviest load to go. My heaviest volume work, some triple. So which I did everything. I mean, throughout this 8 weeks, only the bicep was a concern. Everything was great on the pull. I was explosive, everything smooth riding. And then on that Monday, the competition was on Saturday. On the Monday, that was my last pushing work. So I did have about almost a week to recover. Then I did 3 repetition with 220 pound, like 100 kilograms. So it's pretty solid, and that's a PR pretty much, because I've done like double and failed like a third one like a few months prior, but this time it was clear. I got some nice rep, went deep enough, so it was good news that okay, at least I was gonna go for 110 kilogram, which is 242 pound, or 115 kilogram, which would be like 260 something. And right after the top set, I performed the top set solid, no pain, nothing. Then I had a back off set. I was 75 kilogram. I did my set of 4, fast, nice going. And then on the second set, after 2 reps, going on the third rep, I felt a little bit of tingling inside the front delt, the shoulder. So I stopped right away. I'm very good at that, knowing myself that I'm working on a threshold. I stop. I don't walk through pain. Nothing, never ever, which is the model that I use for my clients as well. So I just felt that little twinge, nothing, something that seemed benign, but as soon as I got off it, I had one more set. I'm like, damn, man, what happened? It's not that painful. I didn't feel a snatch, nothing, but it just feels odd. It's not good news, I guess we all know it when something is bad. I felt depressed right away. I'm like, damn, I'm on. This is the week of competition. Everything went so well. I was worrying about the biceps. The bicep has been healing. Now I have to worry about deep. Just few days. I don't have enough day to recover. But I was optimistic. I'm like, you know what? G, don't worry about it. It's just being too worrisome, like if anybody knows me, the reason why I'm able to cruise well and overcome anything that you throw my way is I always prepare for the worst and always hoping for the best. So I did hope for the best, even though deep inside I knew it was pretty bad. So I got on the board again on the third set just to confirm that it was something that it was just not like sometimes you can have sliding of tendons and the joint is a little tight, so all you need is kind of loosen it up with a dislocation exercise, and then the next set everything is a smooth riding. So I did all that, I stretched it out, got up for the third the third set, and as soon as I stand on it, get a little bit of angulation to see, and I felt that pain. I'm like, yeah, so it's definitely not good. Something happened. So looking back at it, I will probably, because I don't think those 74 kilogram, 75 kg, the back of set hurt anything, because like literally I just went and it felt weird and I stopped. So it didn't feel like a blunt force or anything. So the strain must have happened anywhere from the top set, because sometimes you can injure something and it takes a longer time. There's a delay in the response of pain or anything before the brain can start interpreting. So maybe I've had the strain already before, didn't even know. The brain just didn't catch on to it, and it took that long, probably about 10 minutes later within the back of set for me to it could just be that the top set was good, I didn't feel anything, and maybe through the back of set it was just a little more than my body could have handled. Quiet, go upstairs. A little more than my body could have handled, and that's probably why my shoulder behaved that way. But that said, I'm like, I have 5 days to recover. I'm gonna be optimistic, and let's take it one day at a time. So I got some massage. I put some icy and hot. I did some heats, anything in my power to optimize the recovery. So funny enough, all of a sudden, right, it used to be the biceps that was worrisome. I completely forgot about biceps. The whole week I was like, man, fuck, man, excuse my French, but man, why, man? Why? Deep is my strongest point, and all of a sudden I'm nerfed on the deep, and I have to count on the nerfed pull up already that I didn't have faith in. I'm screwed. But the fact that I wasn't sure if it was a major strain or injury for the deep, it gave me hope that okay, it might just be a little tweak that will reestablish itself, and by Saturday I'll be ready to go. So fast forward Saturday, felt good, came we did the weigh-in, amazing people, got to link up with many people that we knew from the internet, and it was pretty cool. We were in time for the weight classes, going through the lighter weight, going through, and then the middleweight, and then the heavyweight. And during the middleweight execution, I went let's pick bicep first, right? I warm up for the pose and it felt okay. I mean, I'll feel a little stretch there on the pec area, the shoulder area, as opposed to the bicep. That's what I was worrying about during the warm up on that day. I think it's safe to assume that the bicep, I came to the ideal point. I mean, the best case scenario was observed. It had somewhat healed for me to perform enough without worry. So, which I did. I warmed up. It was good. I went from all my the numbers that I aimed for. I think I did 52 and a half, then went for 67 and a half kilogram, and from there I went for my 75, which I did on my the last week before the competition. So I knew I did like a 2 singles at that with good range of motion, but for whatever reason, well, I know the reason, because my chin didn't clear enough, and it can be controversial, but for me, I have no I just accept whatever judgment is given. Maybe my chin, what you call 'em, obviously I'm gonna be biased toward. Few people have expressed the the feedback that is arguably a good one. It was a good rep. Others, the judges and other people that I do know as well, said unfortunately it was high enough. But I was completely 100% fine with the verdict. I'll gladly take 60, 67 and a half, and if 75 is okay. I mean, I get to have another time because I already had like a messed up bicep, and I did all that in spite of it. So I was happy, you know. Fast forward, time for the deep, right? I still don't know how the deep is gonna perform. So I see the lightweight guys go, they crushed it. I'm like, man, good. I'm excited. I'm motivated, right? Guess what? Middleweight people performing. It's time for me to warm up. I went there. 1 plate, 20 kilogram was good. 2 plates, 40 kilogram was good. And 3 plates, felt the pain. I'm like, man, I'm screwed. Because in my mind, I was having like a very conservative approach. I'm just gonna go light, maybe like 105 kilogram at the most, like 102 kilogram. That would be 225 pounds, which is something conservative compared to what I could have done. Because of this, I'm thinking like, this is what I'm gonna aim. So when I saw people performing, everybody were blowing, I'm like, nah, I'm going for 115, even 120. I'm feeling strong. And then I can't even do 63 plates. That's like warm up in my sleep. I can be snoring in the 3 plate. I feel like sharp pain, level 8 pain, just to warm up, just the 3 plate. And with tightness, everything. I'm like, oh man, I'm screwed, man, I'm done. And then I was still hopeful. So took a break, went again, tried again the same load. It's a no-go. So I knew that I was done for, because there's no way I can be competitive. And even that alone being painful, it would just be stupid to take a risk and injure myself and set me back few months after I've done that much work and make progress. Because I know it was a mad tweak. It was nothing major, but that tweak was bad enough that I wouldn't be able to perform on that competition. And it's just a competition. I called my coach and he told me, yeah, I think if it's painful, just don't do it. Just forego it, forfeit it, and we're just gonna go back on the drawing board when you kind of recover. And I was running in my head, should I not? Man, should I not? Then it was time to perform. So it was time to perform the dips for the heavyweight class. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go for it. My friend told me not to go. I should just forego. I'm like, I think I can squeeze myself and hope for the best, you know? Because I knew that I had a big gap. I had set a gap already in the pulling. I think whoever was trailing me as second I had like probably 17 and a half or 20 or 20 points, difference in a pulling. So I knew that if I was just able to do enough to even win by 1 point, right? Even if they get to do more than me in the deep, and I just trail them enough to keep that gap and manage to get a few points ahead, I could still win because I had a big cushion. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. So good thing also, I didn't go first, so I could see other people, my other competitor performance, and as long as I stay within the rule and make the call of what I want to go for, I should be fine. So I waited, and I think the guy who trailed me did 65 kilogram, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna match it. So then I matched the 65 kilogram, and I still kept my 17 and a half or what you call 'em, or 20 points different. And then on the second round, I think he probably went for 75 or 80 kilogram. I think he probably went for 80 kilogram, something like that. And even with that, his total would still be lower than my total. So it was just 15. Even if he did 80, it would have just been 15 points closing in on the gap that I already kept on the pool, and I had more than that. So I'm like, okay, I'm still in good standing. And when I saw the other person that was trailing me, and he just did, I think, 75, or I think he did 65. So I was in no danger. So I just skipped my second attempt, right? Because my goal was to limit the amount of load that I would put, or tension that I would put on it, and it was not necessary for me to go for more because my first attempt was just enough to keep the gap. And then I wait for the third one. I think he went from 90 kilogram, and he, fortunately for me and unfortunately for him, he didn't get it. So if he had gotten that, I would have had to go for at least 85, right? At least 75. No, I would have had to go to at least 75 or 80, which in normal time is piece of cake. But because of the injury, not only I probably wouldn't have been able to do, but if I was to squeeze myself and just go for it, I could have sustained an even worse injury than it was already, which would be pretty bad and stupid. So fortunately, he did not. His third attempt did not go through, because if he did, knowing that I wanted to do my best to win, because I knew I deserve to win because I worked so hard for it, and I know my normal level is up there and deserve to win. So I would have forced myself to take a chance, right? Because it was gonna be only 10 kilogram, 20 pound more that I would go for, so that I can keep that gap and win. Who knows, that could have messed me up, but fortunately I didn't have to. He didn't go through, and I skipped my third attempt. So yes, and funny enough, I won despite my injury and in spite of being nerfed completely, and that's how my story goes, man. Like, even though I was happy to have won, I wasn't really happy because I wasn't able to perform at my best, and not even close, because the pull-up, it was close enough to the best, but probably would have been more efficient if I didn't have that bicep that I had to curdle and pamper throughout the preparation, leading to D-Day. 8 weeks of just tatting around and trying to take a deep breath and not stressing about it. I gotta give myself credit as well, because it was enough to be stressed about and annoyed, but I kept my cool. And then the last week, when I told the bicep would be the issue, I'm sustaining something much closer on the lift that I put a lot of that was promising, that I put a lot of hope in, and all of a sudden I had to pray that the following 5 days to the competition was good enough to for me to recover, which clearly it wasn't, and still managed to make it happen, you know. So instead of having six attempts for the two movements, 3 attempts of each, I end up just having 4 attempts because I only did 1 attempt for my dip. I just matched the first attempt of the leading person just enough to to keep my gap and to keep myself in the game, because I was just that close to just forfeiting, like getting out of the competition, because that would have just been stupid to risk an injury, and no competition is worth a lifetime of injury, you know, because you just never know the type of injury that will take you off forever. So that's my story. That's what I've been dealing with, and I mean, this old bull is not quitting the game, man. I've been through so much this past 2 years, 2.5 years, man. But I'm always finding a way to move ahead, and I've only made progress. It might have been very slow, but I'm moving ahead, putting one step in front of another, and never backing down. And I won't let anybody tell me that, oh, you're getting old. Though I know I'm getting old in my late 30s, but hey, you just don't know what will be your optimal potential if you don't keep pushing. But I need to find a way to regulate and modulate my volume and see what I can sustain. Because I've been in that threshold of overuse for a long time now, and you can't progress if you don't push a threshold and manage just to recover from that high threshold, and that's the threshold where the injuries and strain always reside. So it's unfortunate for me that I've reached that, I wouldn't say so early, but I feel like it's too early for me to reach that threshold. But everybody got their own genetic makeup for everything, so you can't just have it all. You can't have you can't have the genetics for grit and perseverance, which I think I have. Maybe it is taught, maybe it's a summation of all experiences that give you that, but I just like to be humble enough, and instead of bragging about just me being special, I like to attribute that to just a gift and ability to do so. And obviously you refine that and you just take it to that high level. Muscle as well, same thing. I work very hard for the physique that I've built naturally, but I like to believe that also it is genetics like everything, and part of that give that nice look that I have, that your boy has optimized in the past few years. But when it comes to probably strength, elite ultimate level of strength, I'm very, very strong, but in terms of elitism, I probably will have to grind my way up there, and which I'm doing, and I'm not out of the game yet. So don't count me out. I will just overcome all this strain, which I'm still dealing with, because it's been 2 months now. We're in February now, and the injury happened beginning of December, so it's been about 8 weeks going on, and I'm still feeling it. So I can't really push my training hard yet, and I have a competition in May, a bigger one. So very, very depressing, but I still have time. I still have 3 months to recover and all that. So I'm picturing again the same cycle, worrying about this. Eventually it gets better, so I do have faith it will get better, and probably just not give me enough, just like the bicep did. It won't give me enough time to really refine and get to the optimal ideal potential that I could. And hopefully this time nothing else breaks. Cause last time I was worrying about bicep and then it was the shoulder out of nowhere. This time I'm worrying about my shoulder and praying that I heal, just like I did for the bicep. And I believe it's gonna heal in time. Probably not in time for me to push the envelope, but I'll take it because I'm playing the long-term game. But I'm just gonna pray that nothing else comes, because please, I'm tired of strains, man. And I'm in good hand using my own experience, and I'm in good hand under great guidance. We bounce back ideas between the coach and I, a long time friend of mine, and so I know 120, 150, 200% that I'll do everything in my power to optimize recovery, and I needed my coach to push the envelope and get me a little bit out of me being too conservative, because having the mindset of longevity, I tend to be very, very conservative, which at times has robbed me from getting ahead and making gains, right? Because you cruise around, you cruise around like a moderate too long, or tending to take deload too often because you know that you don't want to break. And I know my body tends to break when I get past a certain limit. But for me to get ahead, I need to push through the envelope just slightly more sometimes. So yeah, just playing that game of back and forth, and so far it's been good. I'm enjoying the journey, and I get to be lucky at least to leave my greatness through athlete that I'm training myself and that are still younger, and possibly more natural potential at times. So I'm blessed overall. So that's that, and I will probably make other videos about the upcoming competition, where I stand, how has my recovery been so far, and until then I'm just gonna keep plowing and live the mechanical way as I always did. Other than that, blessed, family great, kids great, wife great, parents great. What else? Yeah, that's about it. Alright, everything is and will always be the mechanical way. Like, comment, and subscribe, and salute.
The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will be live.